Okay.
The Security Council is calling for talks on forming a new government for Afghanistan and an end to the fighting and human rights abuses there. This comes after the council held a meeting this morning at which
my man literally fucking signed on to MSNBC. What are the Taliban doing now? What are they saying now? Let's see.
Afghanistan's ambassador to the United Nations accused the Taliban of not honoring its promises and commitments and talked about the dire situation in his homeland.
We have seen gruesome images of Taliban's mass executions of military personnel and target killings of civilians in Kandahar and other big cities. Kabul residents are reporting.
Bro, they are so fucking... I don't know if did they hire the same PR team that Mohammed bin Salman did or something? They're literally doing like actual PR. Like they're doing a lot of PR. They're doing the charm offensive, boys.
The Taliban have already started house-to-house searches in some neighborhoods, registering names and looking for people in their target list. There are already reports of target killings and looting in the city. Kabul residents are living in absolute fear right now.
All right, joining us now is Suhail Shaheen, an English spokesperson for the Taliban. He is part of their delegation in Qatar and was involved in negotiations with the United States. Mr. Shaheen, the Afghan ambassador says the Taliban is carrying out mass executions of military personnel and targeted killings of civilians in Kandahar and Kabul. Our reporter in Kabul also says that he is hearing similar reports.
What the fuck? Taliban on TV? Are you kidding me? What do you mean? Of course they're on TV.
What is your response to these allegations that your forces are committing these atrocities?
These allegations are totally baseless, totally wrong. They are the propaganda spread by our opponents in order to mislead the opinion of the world against us. Of course, there was when their forces and policemen evacuated their outpost, their police station, and they fled. There was, for a few hours, vacuum, and our forces were at that time at the gate of the Kabul city. When we received the reports of plundering and damaging to people.
This is literally not incorrect, though. Like, they went up to Kabul. They said that they were not going to enter Kabul, that everything was fine, and only said that they were entering Kabul because the security forces there just like completely fucking left it. And they said that they were entering because people were looting and rioting and
public
shit.
Properties. Then we entered the cities. Now the security is maintained, and our more forces from our side will enter in order to provide security to all parts of the city.
Okay, you say that your forces are providing security, and we were getting calls. We have been hearing messages from people who are saying that the Taliban and their fighters have gone house to house looking for people who worked alongside the Americans who worked.
And you're believing what they're saying? Up until, yeah, what do you mean I'm believing what they're saying? Like, bro, they literally did not fucking murder people until now. I think you guys do not understand what's going on. Like, I don't think you guys understand what's going on. This is literally the new Afghan government. Like, you are currently talking to the new Afghan government. Like, this is it. This is no different than like talking to the Speaker of the House or talking to like the Pakistani government. Okay. They're the captain now. Will they do a lot of murder? 100%. Okay. They won, though. Like, this is their country. This is literally now the Afghan country, the leadership. I don't know why people are just like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand it. The Taliban is bad, though. Like, don't get me wrong. I do think that they're fucking lying when they say they're going to let women do whatever the fuck, because they certainly are not. But you are currently talking, I'm stealing this from chat. You're talking to the Jen Psaki of Afghanistan, okay? You are literally, this is Jen Psaki. for the Taliban. Okay? It's true.
Worked as translators, and in some cases, taking young women and children as brides for their fighters. Are you denying those allegations?
Yes, I totally deny. If someone go from door to door and they are posing as Taliban, they are not Taliban. They may be from the former Indies or some spielers and posing in order to create a bad name for us, to malign us, but they are not Taliban because we have...
They're only going to be in power till elections? Why are you so worried? Yeah, right, dude. Elections, okay.
a clear policy. The policy is that no one can...
People are confused by your attitude towards certain parts on this issue because people are unaware that this is how it works. You are experiencing history happen in front of your eyes, which is precisely why it seems kind of strange. You're like, what the fuck? But this is how it works when you fucking win the war of attrition over the course of 20 fucking years and you continuously push back against an occupying force. And then that occupying colonizer basically says, here you go. We're going to do a backdoor deal with you and give you the entire country. Then that country is now yours. And if you already have the infrastructure to be able to rule that country, like the Taliban already did, because they did literally rule the country before, then they are the captain now. So I'm not like, yeah, that person was joking about elections, obviously, but that's it. Like, that's it. It doesn't matter that they were terrorists and they are still terrorists or whatever the fuck. It literally does not matter. Now they are politicians. Okay. This is how it works. This is just how it works. Like, it's like the British royalists and the monarchy looking to George Washington as a terrorist who then became a leader, okay, of a nation. Not saying that they're like morally equivalent or anything like that. I know that that's going to trigger a lot of fucking people, but that's how it works. You fucking win the war and then you become the politician. You put the guns down and then you become a politician. That's how history works. The problem is you're experiencing it happening to you in front of your eyes. So you're like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. That's just how it works. Which is why you're like, this makes no sense. I don't understand. These guys are like literally the fucking, this is a terrorist talking right now. Yeah.
Enter anyone's house, property, honor, and life of the people are protected. That we have issued statement after statements. That is clear. But we know there are spiders, and they are doing in order to provide opportunity for.
What do you mean? Spiders are holy in Islam. What the fuck's he saying?
Others to spread maligning us and also giving us a bad name, accusing us. That is their game from for the last 20 years.
Okay, but if you are in Doha and you are negotiating about a peaceful resolution for Afghanistan, why did the Taliban sweep across Afghanistan from city to city, going from town to town and taking control while you were also engaged in negotiations with the Americans? Why would you do that?
We were engaged in negotiation here with the other side team.
But you participated in the negotiations.
Yes, we.
Yes, spiders are holy in Islam because the Prophet Muhammad was protected when they were searching for him by hiding in a cave, and then spiders fucking built a web outside the cave. So the people that were searching for him were like, okay, there's a spider web here, so obviously he's not hiding in this cave. Otherwise, spiders would not have fucking built webs here if there was someone living there. Isn't that the reason why spiders are considered not true, says Tamit Farhan Magno? Did I just make this up? Where did I make this up from? That's a weak hadith. The spiders aren't holy regardless. Tamith is right. One spider did it, one chill spider. Otherwise, they can fuck off. There's a lot of arachnophobia that I'm hearing from. You're right. You can visit this cave in Mecca. The story is true, but spiders aren't holy. Hayır abi doğru. Ben de böyle biliyorum amına koyayım. You are thinking of Tobey Maguire? Yeah, in Spider-Man. Okay, dude, if spiders aren't holy, explain this. Okay? Explain this, liberals. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So shut the fuck up. That's what I thought. Everyone's real quiet in the chat since I showed you the fucking truth about spiders. It doesn't even end there, dude. Yeah. Müslüman Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Far From Jahannam, or Spider-Imam. That's right. Some of you need desperately the good kind of madrasa education. Okay? If you went, you would learn. MashaAllah. Exactly, dude. Thank you. Spider-Imam. You liberals have no answer for this. All right, let's keep going.
Participated in a negotiation.
So were they not good faith negotiations?
Yeah. It was in good faith, but it was their responsibility of their security forces that they were leaving their outposts, coming to us and saying, we do not have trust in this administration and we do not want to stop this fighting. We are not anymore with this administration. They were handing their weapons and they were joining our ranks. So it was their responsibility to have control over them. So we, for long said, this administration, the people and their soldiers do not trust their corrupt administration. So we had a negotiation here, but here they also said, we have 20 years gains. It is a red line for us. They said, the Republic is a red line for us. The Constitution is a red line for us. While here in Doha, it was reconciliation to put everything from our side on their side on the table, then negotiate and reach a solution and form a government acceptable to all.
Okay, I'll get to how you're going to govern in just a moment, but did the Taliban...
This motherfucker's yelling a lot, dude. Like, for talking to literally a Taliban member, he sure seems confident. Like, kind of wild that he's just like, maybe because he's like all the way out in wherever the fuck he is. Is he in Qatar? Is that what they were saying?
Make any assurances? Did they give the Americans any guarantees that they would be allowed, that the Americans would be allowed to leave Kabul without any attacks or threats against the American military or American personnel that they are trying to evacuate?
Yes.
You gave them that guarantee?
Yes, there will be, we have commitment that there will be no attack on the Americans evacuating Afghanistan. Not only now, it was for the last 14 months, which was mentioned in the agreement, and we didn't attack them. No, a single soldier, American soldier, was killed during that time. While before that, there was a lot of casualties.
Right. Will you go after and punish those that worked with the Americans while they were there if they don't leave the country?
We want them not to leave the country, to lead their normal life. Our country needs them.
But will you punish those who worked with the Americans?
We have commitment.
Bro, they are not doing. They're not doing a good job with the PR. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're trying, but they're not used to it, and they're not doing a good job.
While they were there, if they don't leave the country.
We want them not to leave the country, to lead their normal life. Our country needs them.
But will you punish those who worked with the Americans?
We have commitment.
Will you punish those that worked with the Americans?
We will not punish them, and we will not pose any risk to them, to their property, and to their life. It is our policy. We have issued the official statement in this regard.
This is true, though. I mean, I don't know if they'll fucking follow through on this, but this is something that they've been saying from the jump, is that they are not going to punish anyone. I think it's a cap, but we'll see.
Okay, and you've probably seen the images. You've probably seen the images of thousands of Afghans who are trying to leave Afghanistan. If they want to leave Afghanistan under the Taliban's control, will you keep the borders open and allow people in Afghanistan to leave freely without any threats?
They have. For the record, the reason why people are fucking rushing to the airport like this is literally because the civilian part of the Kabul airport is controlled by the Taliban now, and they're not fucking stopping them from trying to run away. It's the American military that has now overtaken the military side of the Kabul airport that is stopping people from actually fucking getting on the planes and shit.
We had left the people, but it was the game of the Kabul administration intelligence, Kabul administration.
Like, dude, this is insane, by the way. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Like, I mean, you gotta be like, I remember, I mean, it's wild that they're so desperate that they fucking were like holding on to a fucking airplane thinking that they're going to be able to like thinking they're going to be able to get away. Yeah, I know they thought that they would be able to fucking cling on to the airplane. Some people were like hiding in the tires and shit, and they fell off.
Administration intelligence, because they spread the rumors that there are planes standing, awaiting at the airport. Anyone who wants to go to the West, to the European countries, they are welcomed, and there is no need for any kind of document, any visa or passport.
I mean, it's a little hard for people to believe the Taliban. The interviewer's trying to try his damnedest to trigger any Muslim reaction for content. I mean, look, the thing is, like, they're doing PR. They're like actually doing PR, and they're following through thus far on the original agreement. And why shouldn't they? It's in their, see, this is what I've been trying to stress to you guys. It's literally in their best interest to follow through on a fucking deal that they struck with the American government. Like, it is literally against their interest to start fucking murking people, at least right now. That doesn't mean that that's never going to happen. But, like, that's why I was laughing when people were like, they're opening up the prisons so that, like, all the prisoners can go to Turkey. It's like, motherfucker, they're Taliban members. Why the fuck would they leave Talibanistan all of a sudden when Afghanistan turns into fucking Taliban territory in its entirety? Why would they leave? This is like, that's literally what they're excited for. They're like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. It's in their best interest to not fuck this deal up because they now have everything they wanted. Now, of course, yeah, they're like 5 seconds away from getting control of the entire country. Why the fuck would they ruin that by shooting? Exactly, which is why they're doing it. Not because they're like genuinely interested in like fucking, I don't know, following through on the welfare of all Afghan citizens. They will just call it the Afghani Taliban Republic or something, not Talibanistan. I was just fucking, I'm kidding. I'm just saying, like, oh, the Kabul airport has officially restarted the evacuation flights according to the Pentagon. Like, it just doesn't make sense, okay? It does not make sense for them to turn around and do this for literally no reason. Like, unless you think people are just like animals and purely motivated by, like, I don't know, murder. Even animals don't like murder for no fucking reason, though. They murder because they're hungry or some shit. Like, they're literally acting out of self-interest here by not doing any additional murders. Except for cats. Cats do it for pleasure because they're psychos, but you know what I mean.
But they should
Hold on.
reach the airport and embark the aeroplanes.
Okay, I want to
So
ask.
that is why thousands of people.
Sorry, let me ask you. Yeah, let me ask you about how the Taliban. Let me ask you.
Killed during launching,
Okay.
jostling.
Let me ask you about how the Taliban is going to govern. You now control Afghanistan. Is the Taliban going to roll?
Like, it's not like ISIS. Remember how ISIS went to Raqqa and Mosul? Fucking brutal. Yeah, well, this is different. Because ISIS wasn't striking a fucking negotiation that was like... ISIS wasn't striking a negotiation with the United States of America over maintaining full 100% control over the fucking region. That's entirely different. Okay? And I'm hiding the video because I thought that there was TOS.
After hearing now the situation.
Hold on one second, sir, and I apologize. We may be having a little bit of a technical delay. I just wanted to ask you, now that the Taliban is in control, will you control unilaterally without any elections?
You actually supporting the Taliban? No, dumbass.
Will you allow elections to happen in Afghanistan? Will you allow women to participate in politics?
Oh, strategic cutting of...
Okay, it seems that we may have lost our connection there with Sohail Shaheen.
Seems like you were sympathizing. Sure sounds that way. Okay, then, yeah, if that's what you want to think, then go ahead, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I literally have time and time again reiterated that I am not sympathetic to, like, a fucking fundamentalist group of psychopathic warlords, okay? But if that's what you literally think, then I can't stop you from thinking that, okay? The only thing I can do is serve you a 60-second ad break at the top of the fucking hour. And then follow that up by telling you that you can avoid said ad breaks.